It's a tough Tuesday night out of the office.
Yeah, I think the first 45 minutes as poor as we've been all season, we couldn't get to grips with them. Although it didn't overly hurt us, I just think their energy and their enthusiasm, and we weren't at the races for us. And as good as we've been of late, and as good as we've been most of the season, I just think for 45 minutes we were poor as a team, poor individually, and in this league, which you said before, you get punished, and we got punished. Having said that, we give really preventable goals away, and that's probably the biggest criticism. Although we weren't at it, we've got to then try and get in at 0-0 and change 1-2 things.
Yeah, how much of a killer was that? The second goal, especially.
Yeah, I think it's definite killer. Yeah, 2-0's a mountain to climb, and it's hard to come back. And although second half, I thought we had the right go, and probably rush Josh back today, and in another few weeks he takes both of them chances, and we draw 2-2, and we could have had a penalty. So we did cause them problems, and we had a bit of a reaction. But I think when you're 2-0 down and you're chasing, I think it's always tough.
You mentioned the energy certainly there in midfield too. The energy and the pressing really caused problems.
We couldn't get out. No, and as good as we played through Saturday, we couldn't get out today, and I think that comes from a lack of movement from all over the pitch, and we looked a bit fatigued, a little bit sort of rabbit in the headlights type thing, and the way they wanted to press, and we've got to learn from it. We've got no divine right to win any game in this league, and we know that it's a tough league, and if you're not at it, and if we're not at it, then we'll get found out, and that's what happened today.
I suppose the reality is ultimately it's a 3-hour trip on a Tuesday. It's probably not a game you would look at and necessarily expect to win anyway. And perhaps a sign of how far you've come that people will look at a game and think that you could win.
Well, that's probably the disappointing thing. We've been on a good run of late, and I think our performances have been excellent for a long time. We had a blip against Tamworth, but before that I can't really remember too many poor performances. But these things happen at this level. It's a really good level. I think these are a really good team. They've recruited well of late. They've got themselves going, and they'll climb up the table quickly. And sometimes you've got to give teams credit. And I thought they were excellent first half, and caused us problems. Not necessarily with playing through us. I thought just more the way they were. And I think it's a problem that we've got to work on, because teams that press aggression like that, we need to find a way, find a solution of how to get out.
Is that a pattern that you notice in certain teams or certain managers or certain styles that, for whatever reason, you can't play a normal game against?
Possibly. There's one or two things that we've identified and we need to work on, and we must do that, and we've got to be better. We've got to be better, and we've got to be braver in possession. We've also got to be braver with our movement. And I just thought today, we weren't at it, especially the first 45. Second 45 we caused them problems. As I say, Josh had a couple of chances. Isaac missed a great chance. Another day we get a penalty and it's 2-1, but we've said it all season, we're probably the only team who's had 2 or 3 pens. Everybody else seems to get pens, but it is what it is. We didn't probably deserve anything from the game today, but it's important we don't get too down, because we've got a big game coming up Saturday, and we've got to dust ourselves down. And thankfully, touch wood, we haven't come out of any injuries. We've got Josh Amos back on the pitch. McDonald got through a little bit, so that's good news.
Was the McDonald, I know you mentioned he had a little bit of a knock? Is that just probably a systematic adaptation?
Yeah, it's a precaution, really precaution. He was touch and go to play Saturday. He got through 70 minutes Saturday, and with the sort of injury, little injuries picked up, we just had to be careful with him. And the same with Jay Harris. Jay Harris has got a bad injury that we're monitoring, and we have to look after when we can. And we just got to make sure that he's available for more games. And he was available to come off the bench today, but obviously we're 2-0 down. We're not going to put him on.
You're looking ahead to Saturday. Obviously, Brackley, a good team competing in the playoff places, and probably the scene of a performance earlier in the season that maybe you want to put right. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, they were beat us 2-0 at their place. I think we were in the game, but without hurting them, and I think we've got to be ready for. I think they're an excellent team, probably one of the best teams I've seen. I've not seen much of them, but they were very good at their place. Very established Conference North club, and another one like these that we've got no divine right to beat. So we've got to get in Thursday, make sure everyone's all right, have a little body count, and then go from there.
Do you think, obviously, it's a bad night at the office tonight, but you're on 51 points, 13 games to go. Do you feel like you've earned the right now to sort of approach this last 15 games with no pressure, and you can go out there and express yourself? Although I guess this part of your ideology really is that you want the right players to go out and express themselves anyway, no matter the situation. But do you feel like you've earned that right?
No, I don't think. I think we've got to keep pushing every game we play. You don't know where you can end up. You can't just take the foot off the gas. Once you take the foot off your foot off the gas, things can come crashing down quite quickly, and all of a sudden you become on a disastrous run, and it affects everything, you know, around the place. And we've got to keep pushing. We've got to keep striving to do well. And yeah, we've got 50 points, and if you'd have asked us in August, you got 51 points with 13 games to go, you'd absolutely snapped everybody's hand off. So yeah, that's in the bank, but that's not what we're not satisfied with that. That's not what we're here for. We're here to push and keep doing better and keep learning and keep improving, because we've got to be better than we were the first half today.